Should we talk about watch this bitches type stuff?
Yes.
Since I'm burping and you're talking about movies, it must be time for watch this bitches.
Yeah.
I forgot that we watched the new Borat movie. Did you guys see
Borax?
that?
I did see that.
I
Yay.
didn't.
Did you like it?
Wombat.
I don't care for Borat.
What?
Sorry.
Why not? You didn't care for any of Sacha Baron Cohen's antics?
Not really, no.
I was watching like the British Ali G videos before it was cool.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
Where's
when
my
it was
hat?
Martin.
Where's my trucker hat?
I liked it better when it was Jiminy Glick, and then Borat stole his bit. But yeah,
No, I don't know about that. I mean, Borat was, he was in the UK, and he was,
Ali G is
yeah,
like
he was doing
Ali
that
G is
stuff
like
for a while.
British Jiminy Glick.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know about the dates on that. When was Jiminy Glick made?
I want to say that was mid-90s.
It's somewhere in that time frame,
Oh.
mid to late 90s.
I don't know. I'm gonna not do the math on that and look it up and pretend that I'm right. But anyway,
Glick's still on, right?
what is?
Jiminy Glick.
Well, did you like Borat too? Chef?
So I think I liked it. There's definitely some really good bits in there. I found myself, I was watching it by myself because Gretchen has no interest in that type of comedy whatsoever. Like not even like the crude stuff, just the awkward. She doesn't
Yeah.
like things like The Office.
Mrs. Cheapy doesn't either. Same. But she watched
And
this.
so I like the awkward comedy, but I was still having to pause this movie several times because it was just like, all right, I'm not ready for another scene of this quite yet. I'm going to watch this
Oh, funny, yeah.
in the bits and pieces, the little sketches that it ends up being.
Right.
They're the actress did a fantastic job of not cracking up constantly.
Oh, right. His daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, she was pretty good. We liked the thing there's two things. Like, first of all, I've seen so much of Sacha Baron Cohen's humor that it's all based on the same principles. It's all the same stuff, just a different version, slightly different version, different people.
Mhm.
But it's all the same joke, So I've sort of seen every joke in this before. And it was funny before, and it's still funny, but it's not like I'm not on the floor, like hurting myself laughing at this point.
That's
And the
fair.
other,
I mean it's really what he captures other people saying, right? That's the whole bit.
right. Always been his bit with every character that he's done. And I've watched literally everything that he's done, like every comedy thing that he's done. Except for the brothers Grimsley. That one I didn't watch, but I think most people can forgive that. So it was funny. I like that you had the babysitter woman, the older woman who was a babysitter. She like she was like the heart of the movie. I felt like she had like a really good heart, and even like the rednecks who took Borat in for a couple days, like they didn't seem like they were like complete assholes. Like they seemed like, look, they let this stranger come live with them basically, but you don't really know what went on behind the scenes. And apparently the woman, like they only paid her like $3,800, and like I don't know.
And she like makes the whole movie.
Yeah,
Really, like that's
yeah.
like if they don't have her, she's like a gold mine of making that movie.
Yeah,
Like
she's the heart.
she is. And that movie, like the plot to that movie, overall, it's kind of a heartwarming, cute movie. Like
They're
overall
trying. Well,
plot
only
line.
because of her. Only because of her.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
So,
It's weird that it has kind of a, I don't know, like saccharine type of plot to it, but it's crude throughout.
yeah. But she should get a bonus because I'm sure to get Sacha Baron Cohen to do that movie, they had to pay him a lot of money because I'm sure he wasn't really thrilled about revisiting the Borat character at this point in his career. Like, I think he needs to do that.
But a lot of it, and it made sense for the movie as well, is him not playing Borat. It's Borat playing another character.
Right. But it's all the same thing. I think what got him to do it is the money, of course, and the fact that he can have some political commentary. He's very political in his
Mhm.
on social media.
Sorry, I got to tuck in my shirt.
tuck in your shirt?
Yeah. It's like,
Oh,
guys are the
Yeah,
worst.
that-
Giuliani.
Yeah.
That was a Giuliani
Yeah.
joke, yes.
It was
That
good.
seems
It was
really
not as good as
difficult.
I was hoping.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm saying. But I've just seen so much of his. I've seen everything. Did you see his Showtime special that he had? Who is America?
Giuliani, no.
No, Sacha Baron Cohen. That was really good too. But it's all the same thing, and it's just like it's funny, but it also makes you like sigh at the end because this is America. Anyway, what else? Wombat. I started watching the second Nexium doc.
Mhm. Yes, there's 2 episodes of that out now.
Yes, I
I'm
watched
up
both
to
of
date.
those.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called Seduced. Something I forgot what it's called.
Something Nexium. It's also worth noting that Keith Raniere, the founder of Nexium, was sentenced yesterday.
Yes, I saw that.
120 years in prison.
It's a lot.
In case you were wondering.
He's not going to get out.
No, I don't think so. What do you think of Seduced?
Seduced, I was hesitant to watch it, but there wasn't, we sort of blew through a lot of the stuff that we've been watching. So I find that it's a lot. I don't think I would enjoy it as much if I hadn't seen The Vow.
It's a really good companion to The Vow because it gives a whole. You're seeing some of the same footage again, but literally from a completely different perspective.
Right, and it's more nuts and bolts, and every documentary has got a bias to it, no matter what, and it's just always good to see something from a different angle. And I think to have all the background and the tension from the first one, like the Vow did a good job of building up tension, and while this one does a good job of sort of answering questions that you had after you finished The Vow, and you're like, wait a minute, you guys never talked about the money. What about the money? This thing looks like a huge operation. Where's the money? What about the sex? This whole thing's a sex cult. You didn't talk about the sex at all.
Not once. Yeah. Who was it? How did they get people?
Right.
Why
Which
were
hole?
people
Which holes were
convinced?
used? We need to know about which holes, basically.
And how bad, it's interesting because the people that are the heroes of The Vow are very much the villains of Seduced as well.
Right.
When they show the clips of Nippy in the men's group
love
being a
Nippy.
complete douchebag.
Shipwreck, aren't you sad that you don't have Netflix because there's a guy named Nippy? His nickname is Nippy.
The Vow is not on Netflix.
I
The
know.
Vow is on HBO.
Oh, right.
I
Oh,
don't
I
have
forgot.
HBO either.
It's someone in your family has HBO.
No, they don't.
Do you need my login or cheapies? We'll
no.
look you up.
I could get HBO if I wanted HBO.
Yeah.
I don't like depressing TV.
It's not
It's not
depressing.
depressing.
It's
It's
not.
not
It's
depressing.
interesting.
Depressing to me.
It's interesting. It's just about the human condition, and look at
Yeah.
this guy who's just decided to take over people and make himself a king, basically.
Yeah.
And
Yep,
why
and-
would
and-
somebody
I'm gonna
do
subscribe
that?
to Apple Plus and watch my Ted Lasso and be happy.
Is that good?
Everybody says it's great and it's heartwarming.
Did you
and
watch
it? Looks
it?
good to me.
Okay.
But you didn't watch it.
Not yet because I'm waiting for Apple One or whatever the subscription that combines all the subscriptions.
Oh, they haven't done that yet.
It's
Okay.
any day now, I think.
All right, any day. Okay. It's a great companion. I would totally recommend watching The Vow first, though, because The Vow does a good job of giving you the background, and there is some build up and suspense, and in that, while this one is more just like throwing facts at you, sort of, and analysis.
Yep.
So anyway,
Yep.
that's Seduced on
I
on Stars.
reconnected with some high school friends over these 2 documentaries.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. Someone posted about it and I replied, and then
Yeah.
another person chimed in, and we've been having conversations about it online.
Not because they were in the Nexium.
No. They
Good.
were not in the next scene.
Good. I also watched the show called Evil. We started that. Mrs. Cheapy.
That's the Luke Cage show.
Yes, Luke
Yeah.
Cage is in it. Very different character in this
Right?
show. though.
Not actually Luke Cage, but the actor that played him. For those that are confused,
I don't know his name, and I don't know the name of the actress who's the star of the show. But it's I guess you guys haven't watched it. I never heard of it before, but
It's on CBS.
right, it's on Netflix as well. You
Yeah.
can catch at least the first season. So we've watched the first 2 episodes of Evil. It's a combination of, well, I don't even know it's I'll tell you. I'll give you the basic plot. There's the church is investigating possessions and demonic possessions and miracles. And there's a group of people who work on that. It reminds me of Lucifer in a way. It's a Lucifer type vibe. and they investigate these situations. And the Luke Cage actor plays a priest in training who's on this squad, and there's the Middle Eastern guy from the Daily Show.
So we're supposed to believe that the handsomest man in America doesn't have sex?
Luke Cage is the handsomest man. He won that this year or last year?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh. Yeah, he's got like a past, I think. I've only watched 2 episodes. It's pretty scary. It's like a little creepy, but it definitely has that network TV production vibe to it. I don't even know how to describe it because I barely watch any network TV shows. Like, this is the first network TV show I've watched in a long time.
You should watch, what is it? It's Criminal Minds? That show was gross.
Oh, this show's a little gross too. This show's kind of gross, I gotta say. There's like fingers getting cut off.
CBS is really big on gross out TV shows.
Yeah, but the look to it. It looks like, I don't know. It doesn't have that look of like some of these Netflix shows. They look like almost like movies. Like they just have that high production value look to them, and this sort of is missing that. But other than that, it's pretty cool. So I would recommend Evil based on the first 2 episodes I watched so far. The last thing that we watched is, as a family, we watched Terminator 2. Remember, we watched Terminator 1, and Ty had his 13th birthday, so now, I don't know. Whatever.
Time for Terminator 2.
Time for Terminator. He's a man now. So
you can watch Terminator 2. That's fine.
By accident, I rented the extended edition. I didn't know that there was
Is that
choice.
just sex? Is that 15
Is
minutes
that
of
a
sex?
boobs in it?
Hardcore robot fucking. No, I didn't even know, but I remember like I'm watching the movie and I'm like, I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but I really don't remember them like pulling a chip out of Arnold Schwarzenegger's brain, and then like her, almost smashing it to kill him when they're trying to reset him or something. And
I remember that. Wasn't that in there?
I don't know.
Well, there's a scene where he kills.
Your parents are dead.
Well,
that's all I remember.
Well, remember that when he calls the parents up and
your parents are dead.
The T-1000, whatever the liquid metal Terminator is, kills the step parents or the foster parents.
Yeah.
And the dog is barking in the background.
The milk, yes.
Yeah. Right,
or
the milk.
Juice or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Milk?
The Terminator kills the dog in this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is not the cut that we needed to see.
Yeah. I didn't know about that. Ty's like, oh no, not the dog. And I'm like, oh no. But you don't see it, but you hear him break the neck. It was Ty liked it, and it was totally fine, I feel, for him to watch content wise.
I would say it's probably fine for him to watch.
There's an extra scene with the Dyson family.
I thought you were going to say there was an extra scene with Dice Clay.
Oh!
Hey, yo, Terminator!
Hey, I'm over here now. He
Little Miss Terminator sat on a Muppet.
Yeah, it went over
the
well.
vacuum cleaners?
No, Dyson's the guy. Remember, he's the guy who developed Skynet.
The vacuum cleaner.
And he's the guy that blows up the thing with his, you remember when they go to Skynet town. Cyberdyne Systems.
Familiar.
You're familiar. It was good. What else? What have you guys been watching?
I started, as I mentioned last week, we did actually start watching The Right Stuff. We watched the first 2 episodes. It is different. It's very, very different from the movie, obviously, because one's a movie and this is a TV show. But this focuses a lot more on Glenn and Shepard, as opposed to the movie, which focuses more on Grissom and Gordon Cooper, if you know your astronauts.
I do not, actually.
So it's interesting to see it from that perspective. I didn't know that much about Alan Shepard, like his womanizing past, until I started watching this. So it's definitely interesting if you're into the Apollo 7.
You're into womanizing?
Yeah. Now, if you're into the Apollo 7, and we watched
Is
it
that
with
what he
Elliot.
calls it?
Yeah. We did. Ready for liftoff. We watched it with Elliot, who also started to get into it and into the astronauts and the history of really that whole time of the late 50s, early 60s. And he wanted to know more about it, but I think The Right Stuff was a little slow for him.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So we switched over to Hidden Figures. The Katherine Johnson.
Is that faster than This Right Stuff is?
He was completely engrossed in Hidden Figures. He loved every second of that movie.
Is that the
That's
math
also on
one?
Disney Plus.
That's the math one, yeah.
Yeah. That's the math of the Apollo 7. So it's like this. And it was also interesting because he knew who the astronauts were at that point. And he knew, like where the locations were because of the right stuff. So he had a little bit of an education on what, the foreground. So to get this little extra background information, I thought was very interesting to him. So I recommend it. I recommend both, obviously. Hidden Figures is kind of an amazing movie, though. So that's that.
Nice.
I've also been watching the Comedy Store documentary on Showtime.
I heard about that.
It's also very good and interesting. It's a little candy coated because it's authorized. It's an authorized documentary of the Comedy Store. It's produced by Pauly Shore and his brother. So
no videos of people doing blow in the bathroom.
No, there's that. It's all there.
Oh, good.
That's all there.
I was
Just
worried.
it's not they don't like Louis C.K. is interviewed in it.
Mhm.
And there's a lot. They spend a lot of time on Joe Rogan, and everybody is great, and everybody's a wonderful comedian, and nobody has a past. It's that kind of a thing. Like they don't really say
Sure,
anything
sure.
negative about anybody.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. When
I'd check
not
that out. I would
everybody
check
has-
that out.
Yeah, but they do. He does interview everyone. Mike Binder, who's also a good comedian in his own right, but he's got. If you name a comedian, they're on it, from Letterman to Leno and everyone in between. So
Is that on Netflix?
that is on Showtime.
I don't think I got that.
Yeah, well, you can find out.
All right.
I have that.
Nice.